Hey guys, this week I thought I would do something a little bit different. I'm gonna walk you through how I do my makeup for my company ID badge. I'm very lucky where we get to take the photos ourselves. We just have to stay in a group of requirements and submit it in. So it's definitely amazing that I get the chance to do that. I can take my time, do my makeup how I want, take the photo on my own terms. And if I have anything I want to tweak a little bit in the editing process, I can do that because I basically have all the control. So I'm going to walk you guys through that process, show you the products I'm using. I'm not using much at all. I like to keep this really simple, but let's get into it. All right, so let's get into this. I've already prepped and did my skincare and moisturized. I did that maybe an hour or so. Prep is definitely important with any photo, getting your face all cute. So I'm going to start with putting on my Glossier Future Dew. I'm only gonna put it on the areas where I want a little bit of highlight, and that is on my cheeks, on my nose, and on my chin. And I focus the product there first and rub it in. And then if there's anything left, I'll put that in the areas that's missing. Now that I got that all rubbed in, we're gonna move on to our next step. So I haven't done this before, but since I'm testing out color correcting these days, I'm going to go in with this LA Pro Conceal color corrector in orange just to kind of block out some of the darkness under my eyes. And I'm going to go, of course, around my mustache. And then just on any bumps that I have, just to block out any redness from that. All right, so I'm done with the color correcting, and I'm going to go in with my Morphe setting spray on my Real Technique sponge. And I'm going to use the setting mist just to dampen my brush before I go in and dab it out. And actually, I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit, just a couple minutes, that way I can get the best possible coverage with the corrector. All right, it's been about 5 seconds in total. I'm very impatient, so we're just gonna jump into it. I have my damp sponge, and I'm just gonna go in and dab that in gently. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more color corrector. And then I'm going to take this smaller brush and just dab that in the little curves that I have under my eyes. All right, now we're done with color correcting. I'm going to go in with a concealer. On simple everyday days that I wear makeup, I don't go in with a foundation. I just use a concealer that's in my skin tone, and this is a LA Pro Conceal in the color Chestnut. So I'm definitely going to focus it on the areas that I put the color corrector the most, and then what's ever left just on the brush, I'll go in and put that on the other areas. But of course, I'm mainly going to focus on and under my eyes. And around the stash. Now I know I look crazy with like all these streaks across my face, and you're probably thinking, why didn't you just use foundation since you have it everywhere anyways? I feel like I use less product and get way more coverage using a concealer compared to going straight in with the foundation. Because with the foundation, I would go with the foundation and then conceal, and with this, I can just skip all that. But I am going to let this sit for a lot longer compared to I did the color corrector. So I am going to be patient and let it sit for a little bit. And next I'm going to go in with a brush spray with a little bit of Morphe spray. And I'm going to take this and dab the concealer in under the areas that I need the most coverage and buff it into the other areas of my face where I don't have as much product. And don't forget to take the product down your neck and into your hairline. And if you need some more product, definitely add it, because again, you don't want to look like two different people. That's the no-no. Alright, so I have the concealer all blended in and my skin is very smooth. I do still have some, I still do have like some texture through from some pimples that I have on my face, and you can see my skin like just hyperpigmentation underneath, which is fine with me. I do want to look like myself and have my makeup look natural. That's the goal for me. So next, since I have my base on, I'm going to go in with some blush, and I'm going to use the Glossier Cloud Paint and Haze. I'm just going to do a little bit of this and not too much. And I'm going to take this, my foundation brush that I use, and use that to dab it in my cheeks. And I like to do a little extra blush since I am doing it before my powder. So I like to do my powder after I put everything down, just to blend everything together and tone everything down if I did put a little bit more than I planned. All right, so in the camera, I look crazy, but in real life, it doesn't look as bright as I do on there. So now that I have the blush all blended in, I am going to spray my face with some setting spray and dab it in with my brush just to blend everything together. Alright, I am all dabbed, and I'm going to go in with my highlighter next. This is the ColourPop highlighter stick in Actin' Up. And I'm going to put it on my cheeks, the tip of my nose bridge, and I'm on a Cupid's bow. Brush. I'm going to go in with this brush here and just blend it in. And this face would probably take me like not even 20 minutes. This face would probably take me 5 minutes in total if I wasn't filming it and explaining it. Well, maybe not 5 minutes since I did the color corrector. Let's say 10 at the most. It wouldn't take me very long. All right, we have that all blended in and we looking all cute. And I'm gonna go in with my setting spray again on my brush, on my sponge. Why do I keep calling this brush? And dab it in. The goal here is to make everything look like skin. Now, before I go in with my brows and everything, I'm gonna go in with my powder, and this is the Sephora Micro Smooth in the color Deep. Tap off the excess and blend. And I'm using this like smaller brush instead of a big fluffy brush. I just like that it gives me more control. And I feel like you can already see the difference of the side with the powder and without. You can see how it just settles the blush a little bit, but you can still see it. And another reason why I put the blush on before I put my powder is because, say if I put my powder and then my blush, if I put too much, then I'll have to go in with more powder, more than I want to, and the goal is to put a less product on my face. I feel like with brush, no matter how much you put on within minutes, like it fades really nicely, but powder, the more you layer on, the cakier you'll look, and I don't want that. And next I'm gonna go in and do my brows. So what I'm gonna do first is take the spoolie and just brush them out and brush it into the shape that I want them to go. For me, I like the fronts to stand up, super spiky, then kind of just push the tails in the direction that I want them. So this is the general shape that I like my brows to be. And next I'm gonna go in with my Glossier Boy Brow in the color brown, just to set everything in place. And again, I like to brush them up. And then shape the tails. All right, so I have my brows all done. Now I'm gonna let that product dry down, and what I'm gonna do is, you got it, dab my face again just to blend the powder into the rest of the makeup that I applied and into my skin. That way we look as natural as possible. All right, so that is all done, and I'm gonna go in with some lash primer. That way we can have some nice thick lashes. Let me get us. So I put a little bit too much product on this eye at the end. So what I'm gonna do is take this spoolie and try and brush it through. All right, so I got a good amount off, and I'm gonna just let this set and dry a little bit before we go in with the final mascara. So the lash primer has dried, and I'm gonna go in with the Glossier Lash Scope, and I want something like super natural and light on the eyes. And this is definitely my go-to. I love the small wand on this mascara. So I'm gonna do one big spray. Done. And then I'm gonna take my sponge and dab it in. All right, so this is all done, and I think, actually we're not done. I'm gonna add some more highlighter. And this highlighter that I'm using is the Tribe Highlighter in Volume 2 by Juvia's Place. It is this beautiful goldeny color. But I'm gonna just use a little bit. I feel like my highlight isn't strong enough. I'm gonna just put it in the areas that I put the other highlighter. Right, and we're gonna finish off the look just with a little bit of lip gloss. This is the Fenty Beauty and Fenty Glow, and I'm just gonna use a little bit. That way my lips aren't so flat. All right, so this is the final look. I look natural and glowy, and I look super cute. So let's take this picture, and I'll show you guys any tuning that I do. All right, so I took the picture. I'm going to show you the options that I have. All right, so we have a few good options for potential badge pictures. Let's go through them, and then I'll show you the one that I think I like best. In this one, I feel like my eyes look weird. I feel like there's too much overview. This one, I like it, but I don't love it. I don't love this either. I like this one, but I don't love it. I feel like my face looks weird. The one that I like is this one here. So I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to favorite. That way it's just easy to find. Now the app that I use is Snapseed. So the app that I use is Snapseed. I like to use this one because you can kind of tweak it more individually. And if you have any blemishes, you can take it out that way. So I'm going to go into favorites and click the photo that we picked. So I'm gonna zoom in, and I do have like a pimple on my cheek. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having pimples, but I want it on there. I'm gonna take it off. So I'm gonna go to tools. I think it's the healing tool. So I'm gonna click that. I'm gonna zoom in and click the spot, and it's gone, just like that. Then I don't know what this is, but it looks weird. So I'm gonna click it. And honestly, that's it. Because I mean, it's going to be on such a small surface, and this is literally for a badge, so who cares? But I mean, if you can help it look a little cuter, what's the issue with that? But yeah, that's literally it. And I think I'm going to brighten up the top of the background a little bit more. It looks a little yellow. Let's maybe try the white balancing tool. There we go. That's better. Check. Let's go to tune image. Let's see what this is about. We'll bring the contrast up a little more. Before and after. Looks a lot cooler, which I like. Honestly, that's it. That's all I'm gonna do, and then I'm just going to export, and then I'm going to save copy. But yeah, this is the photo. It took like what, 5 seconds to do, so it didn't take very long. And of course I know this is all very dramatic for a badge photo, but it's fun to do. If you can't tweak it and make it look how you want it to, why not? Like, you have the option, take advantage. But I still think the makeup is great. Say if you have to go in and they take it at work, my skin looks nice and smooth, but you can still see my skin peeking through, which I love. I think that's my favorite makeup look. I don't want to completely matte my face out and have like no texture in my skin. I love seeing it peek through. It just feels a lot more natural. So yeah, that's how I do my makeup and edited the photo a little bit. You'll be able to see the before and the after here and the during. But yeah, you'll be able to see the difference here, and let me know below what you think. But that is the video. Please like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram. You can find me here. I'm kind of active, but if you guys are there, talk to me. I would love to be a lot more active on Instagram, but I'm kind of a little shy. Again, if you love this video, definitely give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and turn on your bell notification if you want to see more from me. I hope you guys are staying safe and just having a good peace of mind. But I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Black lives still matter, and the government sucks for trying to cover up for what's happened to Vanessa Gillian.